My used to be enemy was Kim Jong-Un. I have been on the killing list of Kim Jong-Un for many years. Because I spoke out in the West about the suffering of North Korean people, my 3 generations of family got punished. But now, it's ironically enough, so many Marxists and communists, Maoists, Leninists, and sending me death threats.
You're saying, so you grew up, and how many years? You were in North Korea, 20 years, and you think the indoctrination in the United States at our Ivy League institution, Columbia, is as bad or worse as the propaganda, anti-American hate that you heard in North Korea?
So when I was in North Korea, first thing that I learned was that Americans were bastards. It was actually the one word. At school, when I was attending, they told me, actually it was just math problem saying there are 4 American bastards, you killed 2 of them. Then how many American bastards left to kill? And as a child in North Korea, you have to say 2 American bastards. And when I came to America, I fell in love with this country. This is such a wonderful country. I've never been accepted more than this country was. And at Columbia University, literally every professor was saying that, the problems that we have on today's world is because of white men. How they colonize Africa, how colonize, Asia, right? That's how they mess up everything. And they are the one who needs to be blamed. And I couldn't believe that, am I sitting in North Korea's classroom or in America, actually? I couldn't believe why people are hating their own people that much.
What is your overall thought then when you look at America today and you compare it with your life experience, which has been horrific, sold into sex slavery at one point in your life? You get to America, you're expecting this to be the land of the free, the home of the brave, and the land of freedom, and you get the exact same propaganda here.
It's just heartbreaking. I literally sold as a sexual slave, and I literally crossed the Gobi Desert to be free. And now I thought I landed in a country where I can say what I believe and have my, freedom to think. However, now I end up in a country, I have to constantly censoring my speech. Because now, in the name of a safe place, Colombia was told us what we cannot talk about.
Yeah.
And I am so concerned, if America is not free, I think there's no place else is left that is free. And I think that's why it's really alarming to me.
Listening, Governor, to Ms. Park, sometimes when you're in the middle of what I call incrementalism, step by step, we now know what cancel culture is, woke America is. We now know what what's politically incorrect. And then to hear this, it doesn't really shock me, but hearing it still shocks me, if that makes any sense.
Why don't you and I get her a tour bus, and we'll pay for it, Sean, you and me, and we will send her to every college campus in America and let this remarkable young woman speak and tell her story and let people know that what they're giving up in this country, they're giving away something that they can never get back. And I'm so proud of her. You have no idea how grateful I am for the courage and the clarity of Yeonmi's story. And I just want to tell her there are a lot of us who love America, who still believe in freedom, and we believe in you. And we're grateful that you're here, and your message is one that I hope every single American will hear. I know some of them won't. Those people that you were taught to believe were the American bastards, well, they probably won't care. But all of us are not like that. We really aren't.
You should read some of Mike's books about Southern sayings. Remember Alexander Solzhenitsyn? I remember the speech. I believe, if my memory serves me right, he gave it at Harvard. And here's a guy from former Soviet Union saying, you're getting bad here, too. And here's what you're doing wrong. Would you consider this bus trip that Governor Huckabee's talking about? Would you consider talking to college campuses although I've got to warn you, you probably would be protested and they try to cancel you and shut you down, because that happens as a conservative. I can tell you every conservative I know lives through that experience. Would you consider that, though?
So, oh yeah, I mean, my used to be enemy was Kim Jong-un. I mean, I have been on the killing list of Kim Jong-un for many years because I spoke out in the West about the suffering of North Korean people. My 3 generations of family got punished. But now, it's ironically enough, so many Marxists and communists, Maoists, Leninists, and sending me death threats. And this is such a irony that I don't even know how to respond. That this is a war that against socialism and communism. The fact that I come from North Korea and saying, North Korea started as a communist country. It began as, let's make it the most equal society in the world. Now the regime made 50 different classes based on your status, based on what your great-great-grandfather did. And when I went to Colombia, that's when I shocked. They say, because your ancestors owned the slaves, that you must be guilty. You are privileged because you're white. And this is injustice because you can never choose your ancestors. You don't choose your race.